Hey guys, your boy Rs back at it again with another video. So today I don't have anything special to talk about, but instead I'm going to retell the tale of how I got fired from my work study position. I did say I was going to tell this story eventually, so I figured that I'd tell it here. So in 2019, I was trying to find work for obvious reasons. I wanted the extra money so I could buy what I needed when I needed it. So I talked with my career advisor at my college about a work study, and she said that she would find me a position and let me know. I said cool, and I waited. Eventually, she tells me about an accounts payable role and asked me if I was interested in it. I said yes, and so the interview was set up. Now, one of the funny parts about this story is that the day of the interview, I actually completely scuffed the time I was supposed to get up due to my own confusion. So I had to get up literally 10 minutes before my interview and rush over for it. Despite the fact that I showed up late and out of breath, I still aced this interview and got the position. During my time working in accounts payable, I was being mentored by a cool guy named Daryl. I mean, that's not his actual name, but we'll call him that for the sake of the story. So Daryl was trying to help others out and decided to have me work downstairs in billing because they were short staffed. I wasn't being paid extra or anything to do said work, but I did it anyway because I wanted to help out. Regardless, the woman who ran the billing department didn't seem to care about all this because they complained about what I was doing when I didn't have work, despite the fact that I was working for them for free. For additional context, I was doing so well with the work in the billing department, the head of finance thanked me personally for the work that I did for them. Regardless, on a Monday, 1 month into my work study, I remember that the billing department emailed a request that I hadn't responded to because I was busy the previous week. In a rush, I dropped all my professional courtesy in order to get the information I needed to do said request faster. However, I made the worst mistake possible. I said that the task, which I wasn't being paid extra to do and was way more difficult than anything I was asked to do prior, was, and I quote, kinda ridiculous. At this point, it didn't matter that I said that I was going to do the work anyways, as the damage was done. The woman who asked me to do the task was absurdly upset. She was insulted that I labeled what she asked me to do as kinda ridiculous. Either way, instead of talking to me about it like an adult, I was reported to my manager for the third and final time. So my mentor was called into my manager's office, and he came back to me visibly upset. He told me she wanted to talk to me, and I thought to myself, oh man, not this bullshit again. So I walk into my manager's office and sit down, trying to figure out what I could possibly be in trouble for this time. She tells me that she showed my emails around that I sent to this woman in billing to other people, and that many people found them disrespectful. I have no idea who these people are, by the way, but I guess. I asked, how so? The first thing she said was there were no salutations at the start of the email. I explained that the reason I dropped salutations was because I was late on the task, so I wanted to get straight to the point. I conceded that that was my mistake. So then she asked why I questioned a specific part of the task. I explained that the reason why I questioned it was because there was two ways to do the task, and the woman who made the request didn't specify how I was supposed to do it. So I asked for clarification because I needed it. There was no challenge to that, so now the score is 1-1. Then she goes into how deeply offended the woman I emailed was. I said, huh? Why? She said, you called the task you were given ridiculous. I said I didn't mean to hurt her feelings or anything like that. Can I talk to her so I can apologize? My manager says, no, she doesn't want to talk to you. At this point, my brain starts malfunctioning. I say in response, how am I supposed to resolve this issue if I cannot speak to who I offended? She glazes over this point entirely and says, you're not supposed to question a task you're given. At this point, I lose my temper and become visibly angry. In my head, I thought, why in the fuck would I not challenge a task that I wasn't hired to do, was not within my hired responsibilities, especially when everything that I have done thus far was completely different from what I was just asked to do? Of course, that's not what I said. In a near rage, I said in very simple terms that the task I was given was ridiculous, and my manager knew that it was ridiculous. I explained why it was ridiculous, so that there could be no confusion. If you're wondering what I was asked to do, I was essentially asked to enter a payment plan for a student. This is nothing different from what I was being asked to do previously. However, this payment plan would have been 10 years long and thus would have required me to do 100 manual entries for this plan alone. For context, no payment plan I was asked to generate beforehand surpassed 20 to 30 manual entries, and now I was being asked to do 3 times the amount with no explanation. Getting back on topic, I had clearly lost my temper with my manager, which she wasn't prepared for at all. For context, I had never lost my temper in front of anyone at my college before in my 4 years there. And so, my manager meekly told me to not do it again, and I left pissed off. The next day, I was called up to my career advisor's office to be told that I was quote unquote fired. What I always found most amusing about this is that my advisor admitted that I wasn't being let go because of my work or my work ethic. My work and my work ethic were excellent. I was being let go due to my unprofessionalism. I tell you this story because A, I personally find it hilarious in hindsight, and B, so that you learn something. The moral of the story here is to always temper yourself in stressful situations and beware of how you communicate through text. Work can be stressful, but you have to keep a cool head even when you face injustices. You also must be keenly aware that tone is not conveyed well through text. Just because you don't intend for something to be malicious or offensive doesn't mean it won't be taken that way. Either way, this firing was a valuable lesson for me because now I'm in a similar position. I'm now working as a title processor and a deed specialist, so I'm being paid nearly double what I was making as a work study. Life has a funny way of coming full circle. Take your L's in stride, learn from them, and come back stronger. That's the only way to live. Your boy Rs is out.